What's up, everybody? 412K, 412 in the K. Man, I was gonna work on my project, right? One of my designs I was talking about. Weird thing happened, right? I'm getting ready to go to Home Depot to buy some supplies and stuff to start building it. You know what I mean? Do a YouTube video on, making a prototype. And my car, right? The same problem I had the last time with my car was like I guess the rear rotor, you know what I mean? And it's been acting up. I have brand new rotors and everything put on there, right? Now it's a caliper that fits on the rotor. It goes like this, a caliper that moves up and down. This caliper has been, I had to replace twice already. Now I have to go and have it replaced again. So now, everything's on hold as far as I'm concerned, right? I'm talking to my mechanic, right? My mechanic's asking me, like, what's the problem like this? I'm like, I told my mechanic, I think you're getting refurbished parts. You know what I mean? They telling you this brand new, but these guys are rebuilding it, on the side and selling it as fucking, real good parts, and they're not. You know what I mean? So, my mechanics is good, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there telling him about it. He was just pissed off because I know he does excellent work, right? And he wants you to bring the car in later. I said, I gotta work out and all that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work out and then I'll bring the car in later. But things happen in life, man. You just can't control, man. He's a little pissed off about it because I think that he's you know how you're buying off of somebody else that might be beating you, and then next thing you know, your customers are all pissed off because they keep returning the car back because you fixed it right, and then someone else is selling you junk parts. That's pretty much what he's going through. You hear about a lot of deaths over the weekend, huh? A lot of famous people. There's a couple of famous people that died this weekend. Well, last week. I'm sorry, last weekend. Not this weekend, last weekend. What am I saying? I don't know. Life is one of those journeys that everybody has to take by themselves, right? This weekend I've been learning a lot about how we call the creator. There's 500 names, excuse me, for the creator. And I was watching all kind of videos about it, you know what I mean? Trying to understand, you know what I mean? And every time, the more I do research on the creator, the more it gets deeper and deeper and bizarrer by the second, you know what I mean? These so-called leaders that rule the world now are just so anti-backwards, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, all you churches, it's agenda, man. It's just, I can't even speak. You figured, man, church is the one place you want to call home when everything falls, man. The church supposed to have your back 100% when it comes to jobs, when it comes to food, when it comes to bills. I remember back in the day, churches used to come with fundraisers to help pay a lot of communities off their bills and stuff. This is when church people, real church people, I don't mean no disrespect, but when church people really was believing in the creator the right way. Now it's a bunch of tax write-off preachers. I call them tax write-offs. You know what I mean? I'm a preacher so I can get a free tax write-off. You know what I mean? You want something for free. You can't earn it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us had to earn our way through life, and there's nobody can give us nothing. You know what I'm saying? As you can see on this YouTube, nobody don't give you nothing. You know what I mean? Without a price to it. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna donate. Put it this way, you don't give somebody money unless you want something from them. You know what I'm saying? You desire something, or you want something, or they give you something, food for knowledge, right? I guess. I'm kind of upset a little bit because I wanted to start the project, but I am going to start it soon this week. I just got to get my car fixed again. Now, a lot of people said, am I going to pay for, I'm like, look at, when I go to him, I'm like, I'm not paying for a fucking thing. You know what I mean? If you don't want to pay for it, that's fine. I'll take you to court. You give me my money back. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? And you're going to tell the dude that you bought those parts from that you owe me a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean? You owe me a shitload of money. Always remember, people, when you deal with mechanics, always try to get insurance parts, okay? Try to get insurance on certain things like engines, transmission, main parts, you know what I mean? Like the calipers, you know what I mean? Like, you got brake pads, but you got caliper. The caliper's more money than a brake pad because the caliper's like the brain for your brakes, right? There's certain things you have to pay for. You should insure it, okay? Jesse, those areas should be insured, okay? You shouldn't have them insured because 90% of the time these people they rebuild stuff, or they have someone like me rebuild your engines or rebuild your stuff, and then next you know, if it doesn't work right, you know, it's my fault or their fault for having cheap labor, or it's their fault for being an asshole and making me work fast enough. No, you know what I mean? It's always a catch-22 when it comes to life, right? Especially when you work and all that. You know, the whole weekend with no car, you know what I mean? I would have started the project I wanted to start. So now it's going to be a couple of days. That's all right. It's okay. I just want to let certain people know that, because certain people are like, oh, you said you was going to do this. You said you're going to do that. Yeah, I am going to do it. Things happen like always. Cars are junk. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? All I got is mechanic say you're going to take a look at it. Like when I get there, I say, you're going to take a look at it. I don't care if you take a look at it, whatever. If you can't figure out what's wrong, then I want my money. You know what I'm saying? You owe me a lot of money, and I want a check cutting out that you pay for all this shit, because I'm not paying for it. You know what I'm saying? He already knows I'm not going there to pay for nothing. But, oh, that had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with me. I spent a lot of money. Get it done. Right? As far as that, everybody, I guess life's are up and down battles, man. A lot of people on these, the wars on YouTube are still continuing on, man. You know, someday you rich guys on YouTube and the poor guys on YouTube. Someday you guys are going to realize that we're all on the same team. And eventually when you realize we're all on the same team, hopefully it's not too late. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's not too late. Because in reality, we all need each other. We all need each other in a lot of ways, you know? Like this weekend, like my sons, like two of my sons say, yeah, you know, one of my sons said, yeah, I want to come see your dad and this and that, you know? It's like, I try to explain that to, when it happens to you, I try to explain to some of my friends that your kids are not going to come around you. They, you know, you're old now, you know what I mean? They're tired of your nagging, you know? You gave all the money you can give, you know what I'm saying? They don't need you anymore, you know? They live their lives now, they don't need you, you know? It's a sad way of saying that, but it's a good way in a way, you know? Goodness and badness, because like, I raised my children to be more independent on themselves instead of being dependent on everybody else, because when I leave this life, there's not going to be nobody that's really going to have their back, and they know that. I don't know why my children act like these, you know, certain people are going to have their back when I leave this earth, but they think that they're going to have their back, which is my kids' mothers, you know what I'm saying? But my sons, they don't see it that way, you know? You know what's worst thing about life is that because I didn't raise with a mother, that I try to learn through my own children how certain things that I'm still trying to learn about, how a mother cares, how a mother doesn't care, how a mother treats a child like garbage, and how some treat them like gold, and some of them know how to treat them like they're supposed to be men, you know, and women. You treat them like, you know. For all my life, I've been studying women, how they treat their children, you know what I mean? Because I never got treated like that. I got treated like I was shit, you know what I'm saying? I got treated like I was like I was in jail, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't give a fuck, you know? They want to fight instead of fucking talk, you know what I'm saying? And then when they find out you're used to fighting all the time, then they didn't want to talk, you know what I mean? Oh, I thought you was a talker. I'm the fighter. Oh, no. I don't want to fight no more. I just want to talk. I like fighting. Let's fight. But then the more I beat your ass, the more or less I have to worry about you. You know what I'm saying? But people don't see it my way, you know what I mean? Shout out to my dad. My dad raised me like that, you know what I mean? There's talkers and then there's fighters, you know what I mean? Only time you need to talk is somebody that you care about or a friend, you know what I mean? Or you don't want to hit a woman, right? It had to be those things, unless a one punch you in the face, and then you're on your own. I'm saying? Women out here will punch you in your face. They don't slap, they don't push, they hit you in the mouth. They hit you this way, they hit you this way, they hit you this way, and the other one was hit in the neck. Some women like to hit you in the neck because it chokes you off, and then they start, you know. I'm just saying, people. Sometimes, like, I'm trying to be in a good mood because I wanted to start a project to show how, you know, us quote-unquote melanated people and all this, we're all shades of black people, actually got a brain in our head. Excuse me. And I wanted to show you somebody who came from the projects, someone who came from nothing. And my father showed me how we became from something to nothing. I mean, from nothing to something. My father showed me that all my life. Every little thing my father did, he showed it to me to a point. You know what I'm saying? If I was old enough to understand it, he'll show it to me. If I wasn't old enough to understand, he wasn't telling me shit until I was old enough. You know what I mean? That's how I learned how to teach my kids. I teach them by the age limit. You know what I'm saying? You're 5 and 6, I'm teaching you this. You're 10 and 12, I'm teaching you this. When you're 14 and 15, I'm teaching you this. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to, there's levels to teaching your child. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. They think it's just party and thinking I'm 16 like my kids or something. You know what I mean? Stupid. You know, some women like to be young as their kids and they try to treat their kids like that, like their brother and sister and shit instead of being a parent and being a strong parent. Some people don't want to be strong parents. They rather be a child. Okay? They rather act like a child, and they wonder why their kids go in and out of jail because of the silly shit they tell their kids to do. You know? I'm sorry. I think I see more women did horrible things to children than men. I'm sorry. Most of the men I saw, either they were drunk or they were pissed off because they had a good woman. The woman, you know, she thought she was too better than him, and she left him and for somebody else, thinking that they were better and they were worse. It always happens that way. Some of us don't get good picks in this world. You know, when you leave always remember, when you leave a relationship with family and babies and all that, you leave that family, you better be 100% sure of yourself what you got to do for the rest of your life. Because after you leave that family or you get pushed out of that family, the whole world changes. The whole world is like a suffering tool for you. They make you suffer for the things you do. You know what I'm saying? This world likes misery more than they like, you know what I mean? They love misery. I never understood that. Like everything else, people's 402k. Some things you want to do. No, it cracked me up. Some things happen. Now, what if I turn around, everything was good, and I started working on the project, you know what I mean? By Monday, you see pieces of it that I'm showing you, explaining you how this works, how that does. You know what I mean? Showing that people, no matter how old you are, how young you are, some of the things that you remember from school, you still remember. You know what I'm saying? If you really apply yourself. If you're a school person, not everybody belongs in school. You know what I mean? Some people are just worker bees. They're not actually smart people that, you know, they're going to change the world or anything. There's a such thing as people that just want to be normal people, that just want to work and just go home. And there's a group of people that work, that want to be better than everybody. Want to go to work, like, I got the best clothes. I'm your boss. You're going to do what I tell you. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to give me happy endings when I want it. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of life. Everybody wants to be those kind of people that have all the money and tell people what to do. And it's not like that anymore. But everything, people, it's just, life is tough. You just got to roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? It's a rough weekend. Get my car right. And hopefully I'll be working on a project this week. Once the car's done and straightened out. You know what I mean? You know, start working. Go to Home Depot. Get the material. Start working on my one of my projects so you can see it. You know, a miniaturized version of it. You know what I mean? But that's what I want to do. I want to show people that we're not stupid people. You know what I mean? We know we're stupid. We know what we say, but you got to watch how you choose your words carefully. When you're on YouTube, you got to watch what you say. You know what I mean? You got to cut down how certain things you say on YouTube. And that's what I've been doing, is cutting my language down to a point where it makes sense with the computer doesn't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do that too. Everybody, have a good day. Just want to say a little bit of peace of mind. God's first, and you know it. Later, everybody.